welcome each one of you. And as you are taking your seats and settling in, we request that you silence your phone or turn them off. Please enjoy our beautiful prelude to help center you in preparation for our very special, beautiful service today. Thank you.
As you can see, Armand and Angelina are our guests today, and I'll tell you a little bit about them in just a few moments. But first, I want to welcome you all for being here today. It's always so good to stand here and see your smiling faces. You just light up the room. And those of you that are watching us online, thank you for joining us and being part of our community. We know that today's service is going to bless us all. I've been looking forward to these two wonderful people to come. Let me light up the Christ candle and let us say our affirmation of oneness. Say with me, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. God, the good, omnipotent. And will you say with me our vision and mission statement? Centered in God, we embrace the world of peace and harmony. And would you say our mission statement? To inspire positive change in our spiritual lives and in our world. And now I'd like to introduce to you Armand and Angelina, just to tell you just a little bit about them. They'll share a little bit more. I've known Armand and Angelina since 2009. And every time I have been in their presence, I have always felt such an uplift in my spirit and been highly inspired by everything that they give. They truly are a blessing to the world. Armand is an award-winning songwriter and inspirational speaker whose enthusiastic presence inspires all to love life passionately. Boy, do we need that, right? Just to love life. And Angelina's angelic and heart-opening voice draws from many languages. She was classically trained at Indiana University and was formerly with Epcot Center. And they are an international performers using songs and stories and humor to remind us of something really important, to open our hearts and remember that we are meant to experience heaven right here on earth. Would you please extend a warm welcome to Armand and Angelina. And now they're going to lead us on congregational songs.
Delighted to be back here with you all. So you may have heard this song before. Raise your hand if you're here for the very first time. Okay, please give our regular minister a second chance and come back again. Okay, okay. So our song is inspired by the movie The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, and the words are very easy. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Here we go. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Because everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We're gonna sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Every happy song needs some sha-la-las. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Even when the darkness seems to hide your way, after every night, a brand new day. Even when the darkness seems to hide your way, after every night, a brand new day, a brand new day. A sunny Roanoke day. Woo! Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We're gonna sha-la-la-la again. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Okay, here comes the tricky part. Even when it all just seems to go your way, don't get attached, it's gonna change. Even when it all just seems to go your way, no matter how many times you saw The Secret, it's still gonna change. That's okay because everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. So if you don't like the weather, wait a day. It's not the end. It's not the end. You can't believe all they talk about on TV, our politics. It's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. But this is the end of the song.
Good morning. Today's daily word is forgiveness. Forgiveness is my path to peace. Occasionally, I may decide that a transgression or mistake is simply unforgivable. However, when I maintain a spiritual perspective, I realize forgiveness is key to moving on from painful interactions and is an important part of my spiritual path. Releasing unforgiveness may be one of the hardest things I will do, but I trust there will be peace in my heart and clarity in my mind when I do it. I trust there is no judgment or condemnation in spirit. Whatever the error, the divine presence within can help me transcend it. There is no pain, no hurt that is greater or more enduring than God. This is the comfort and promise that helps me forgive and know lasting peace. And we read from Luke 6:37, "Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven."
Our special music song for today is called Berlin. I wrote this song after visiting Berlin after the wall came down, got a little piece of the wall, and it reminded me that the most dangerous walls that are out there are the ones inside of our heads that we use to separate ourselves from our fellow human beings. And if you want to sing along on the chorus, you can. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Ladies, we use the word brothers because it rhymes with others. Thank you. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. One day I traveled to Berlin to see just where the wall was. They tore it down in '89 in the name of love. But to some of us, the wall still stands. Nobody here. And to some, it never did. The problem lies not in the stones, but in the minds that built it. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. You know everyone around the world, we all feel the same emotions. The children know what Lenin said, all we need is love. We've glorified the intellect, and yes, we've sacrificed the heart. Let's blow the walls to kingdom come. We all can do our part, yeah. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Paradise is nothing but a state of mind when there's love in your heart.
Love in your heart.
Unity is waiting just around the bend. Now's the time for us to do our part. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers and sisters too.
It is time for a healing prayer. Our prayer chaplains are available 20 minutes after the service for one-on-one prayer for you and for one another in the prayer chapel. The form room immediately to my right. If you have a prayer request that you would like to leave in the prayer box, there are request forms available in the seat pockets of the chair in front of you. And these prayer requests can be left in any of our prayer boxes, here or in the foyer. These prayers will be prayed over for the next 30 days.
Let us go within, into that stillness where we make our connection with our source, the divine love that indwells us and connects us. As we breathe into our center, we know that we are one with the divine, which makes us one together in this room and beyond. We are so grateful for this knowing that we have this capacity to understand. We bring our faith and our trust that we are whole and complete within. And by that knowing, we manifest that in so many beautiful ways when we care for each other, when we see our brother and our sister as ourselves. And so as we bring into our minds and hearts the love that we hold for everyone, whatever the outside circumstances are, we hold healing and peace and love. And we thank Spirit and all of those who have lovingly placed the names of their loved ones into our prayer boxes, that we have the privilege to pray with and for them. Thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
Peace I am, peace in every moment, peace in every moment, peace I am, peace I am, peace in every moment, peace in every moment, peace I am. Peace I am, peace in every moment, peace in every moment, peace I am. And we invite you to take those prayers over the prayer box and take them into your meditation, this peace. Our eternal birthright, the peace of God. The part of us that was here before this human life and will be here after, and available always. As we quiet the mind and relax the body, we experience more peace, we become more aware of the power of forgiveness. Allow the music now to take you on your very own sacred journey into the peace of God. Very gently now, begin to bring your attention to this space, your physical body, this sacred sanctuary where we are reminded of our innocence, our divine beauty, and we know we are forgiven and are invited to forgive ourselves and all others. Thank you, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, and so it is. Amen. Angelina will now lead us in singing the Lord's Prayer, and I will speak the Aramaic. Abun de Washmaya.
Which art in heaven,
Ye to Kadash Mach.
hallowed be
Tete Makuta.
thy name. Thy kingdom come,
Lechwai de Savinach.
thy will be done
I Kana.
on
De
earth
Washmaya.
as it is
O Baracha.
in heaven. Give us this day
Haulan Lachma.
our
De
daily
Sukanan Yalmana.
bread, and forgive us our debts
Washwu Klan Halbain.
as we
I Kana Dafana.
forgive our debtors,
Shwakin El Hayabain.
and leave us not
Ula Talan.
in temptation,
El Mishona.
but deliver us
Ela Pasan.
from evil.
Menbisha.
For thine is the
Vital
kingdom
Dilaki
and the
Mafuta.
power
Uhaila Utish Bokta.
and the glory forever.
La Alam Almin. Amen. And we invite you to breathe these words in, these words given to us by our great way shower, reminding us that we are perfect and beautiful and holy, and we were meant to experience heaven on earth right here, right now. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Bob, for requesting that.
Yeah, so we are so happy to be here, and our message today
is titled Turn the Other Cheek, where we will be talking about forgiveness, boundaries, and trust.
I love that forgiveness was the daily word.
I know.
You know, a lot of churches I notice that they do messages around the daily word, or if they have a message they want to do, they pick a daily word. And we don't really do that, but it just shows up. So it's really great when that perfection happens. So before we start, you know, we all heard, forgive them for they know not what they do. And if you recall, when that was said, Jesus was not having a good day. He was struggling. That was like really tough time. And yet, he was still able to go to that place of divinity and knowing and awareness. And even in his own way, I believe, felt a sense of peace around that while the chaos and the storm was going on. And to me, that is one of the main purposes of unity and meditation, is to remind us and give us tools that can help us go back to that peace, go back to that divine order, go back to that inner spiritual knowing, even as our humans deal with all the other stuff. So one of the humans that I believe really exemplified that, and certainly helped me when there was chaos in my childhood, which there was a lot. It helped shape me. But he was kind of a consistent force, and you may have heard me celebrate him in the past. Good morning, boys and girls. Are you ready to sing? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Angelina and Armand's neighborhood. It's a special day. You may be wondering why I'm wearing this doctor coat. Obviously, I'm not a real physician. I'm a metaphysician. Thank you. Thank you. And so it's customary in our neighborhood to have a special word or phrase for the day. And our phrase for today, as Angelina said, was turn the other cheek. Now, we all know the metaphysical meaning of turn the other cheek. However, my inner child has always had a challenge with that. There's just something about it. Wait a second, if somebody hits you on this cheek, let them hit the other side, like make it available to them. Now we know that the metaphysical meaning is see things in the higher light, not from the light of attack and react, but from the light of response, you know. But it always still sounded a little weird to me. And so I thought about, well, you know, the Old Testament, they were teaching kind of an idea of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Now, we know that doesn't really work. That leaves everyone toothless and blind. So there's something wrong with that. So then the new one comes along, and I said, but something didn't quite sit with me. And I thought, what if, and let me know if you think this is a possibility, what if words that Jesus said over translations, different languages, and 2,000 years might have gotten possibly mistranslated a little bit? Is there a possibility that some of that might have happened? Okay, good. I heard a joke about it once where these celibate monks were doing some deep dive into spiritual principles and the teachings, and they were using the old original tongue, and one priest goes, "Oh my God, it was celebrate." Some of these jokes are time released. You'll get them later. What if that happened with turn the other cheek? What if Jesus came and he said, you know what, this eye for an eye stuff, this reaction, that's not really the way of God. The way of God is forgiveness and love. But sometimes you can forgive and love, and still you need to protect yourself, and you need to set boundaries. Brene Brown says that people with the strongest boundaries are often the most compassionate because they know how to take care of themselves so well that they know how to take care of others. What if it was originally plural? What if it was somebody hurts you, someone abuses you, turn the other cheeks and walk away? Doesn't that make more sense? Anyway, I'm not criticizing the metaphysical meaning and all that, but I'm just saying we can add that one little letter, and it changes everything, like celibate, celebrate, you know. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about forgiveness and some different tools and some many things that I have learned the hard way, you know, not wanting to forgive, holding on to grudges, you know, and realizing that most of the time that you hold on to grudges, it bugs the other person about this much, but it messes with you about this much. And we've all heard all those different ways of looking at that, you know, being angry and mean to another person is like taking poison, hoping the other person will die, you know, but it's you're ingesting that, you're feeling that, you're the one that suffers from that disconnection and that stuff. So we're gonna be talking a lot about a bunch of different principles around
Will
that.
you talk about the stages of forgiveness?
I will talk about the stages. Now,
Yeah.
a lot of people have different stages. I like to think of them as a gentle path. You know, when I first really got clear about the importance of forgiveness, I just figured anytime anybody ever does anything to me, I'm going to immediately fully forgive them. And my little inner child, emotional body and physical body went, I'm not ready to do it that fast. So I realized, you know what? We've got our spiritual self. We've got our mental self that really grasps the idea of how important that forgiveness is. But the emotional self and the body sometimes needs a little more gentleness. So I came up with these basic steps. And the first one is pre-forgiveness. And that would be the recognition that you know that you're holding on to something and you would like to let it go. That's kind of like the first step. But the first step is, yeah, this is really not serving me or the world, and it's not working well in my practice. So that would be the pre-forgiveness. Then the next step might be kind of a childish ego forgiveness. I forgive that jerk for what they did to me, blah, 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 you know. But okay, you're sort of faking it until you make it, but you're not quite really ready to go there, but you're at least moving along. You're holding the little child's hand and you're saying, I know Billy said something nasty to you at school yesterday, but it doesn't serve you to hold on to that and put a bunch of emotion around it. You're creating a bunch of pain for yourself by believing that there's something wrong with Billy. Okay, I forgive Billy. You know, it's a step towards that. Then, as you evolve a little more and go deeper into meditation, you might come to the idea, I and everyone else are doing the very best they can at any given moment, given our current state of consciousness. And I think we all hear that, and it resonates with us. The emotional ego self does not want to buy that because they should have done better. And even worse, more painful, you should have done better. Those aren't good. You've all heard it. We don't want to should on ourselves. It's stinky. So that whole idea that everyone, including us, is doing the very best we can at any given time, given our current state of consciousness. That feels like a higher vibration. You're going to let go of more of that emotional energy, and you're going to let go of more of those belief systems that tell you that things should be different than they are, and that you or other people should have done something different than you did. That's going to feel better. I'm learning more and more and more that when we do things that are in alignment with spirit, we get free drugs from our brain. We'll talk about those at another point, but they're called, it's called the dose effect. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So when you hold on to forgiveness, you deplete your happy drugs in your brain, or hold on into anger. When you let go and forgive, you actually promote the flow of those happy drugs in your brain. okay? And there's no 12-step group for them. They are good for you. They make you feel better, and they are kind of like your internal guidance system, letting you know that you're in alignment. Okay, anybody ever do something really negative, think something really negative, and feel better? Exactly, that's your emotional guidance system. If you have a GPS going, redirecting route, right? To guide you into doing things that are in alignment with your oneness with God. And those happy drugs and those chemicals help to align you in that. So then when you can get more of that feeling, then you might even go to another level. Not only did we do the best we could at any given moment, given our current state of consciousness, if everything is in divine order and working perfectly in the big realm of things, then we did the only thing we could in that moment, given our current state of consciousness, okay? And with them, everybody's doing the only thing to some extent. That doesn't mean you can't do better. Saw a great movie, I think it was called The Sky is Everywhere. It was on Apple TV. Anybody see that, The Sky is Everywhere? I got something really great from that movie. This young girl whose older sister, who was her idol, had passed away, and she couldn't cope. She was a young girl, and her sister was her everything, and she was gone. And she just didn't know how to be. And she ended up going from a very sweet, kind person to being kind of hurt, angry, and when you're angry and hurt, you're kind of like drowning, and drowning people splash water on people because they're drowning. And she splashed water, and she did something to somebody she really loved that she was very, very embarrassed about it. And she goes to her uncle, who's Jason Segel, and he's kind of a Unity guy. He's kind of like a Unity principal guy. You know, he would be the one that would say, hey man, everything will be okay at the end, you know. Okay. And so she went up to her uncle, and I got such profound Christ-like wisdom from this simple thing he said, and it's gonna sound almost too simple to be spiritual. She said, I did something really bad. Really, really bad. Do you want to tell me about it? Nope, I don't want to tell you about it, but just know I did something horrible. And he thought for a second, and he said, I'm going to tell you what you should do. She goes, please. He goes, don't do it again. I know that sounds simple, but isn't that kind of like the Christ God love that went, I did something terrible. Okay, don't do it again. You know, right? Is simple. If we can learn to have that kind of gentleness, that kind of compassion, that kind of empathy for the part of us that did the best we could, and because we did it, we learned a lesson. The whole world needed that for some reason. That doesn't mean we understand it. Okay, it's okay to be confused. So then you get to that level where everybody's doing exactly the best they can and the only thing they can. The high, I would say the highest level, and again, this is the journey. Don't try to do this overnight. As Marianne Williamson says, just because you've done your forgiveness work doesn't mean you want to do lunch. You might not want to hang out with them. You turn the other cheek and say, I love you. Tupac, great spiritual leader. Tupac said, I want you to enjoy your meal, but no longer at my table. And that is a boundary. That is a beautiful, beautiful boundary. It's not, I'm going to hurt you by pulling myself from you. No, I want you to have the best life possible, but not around me because it doesn't work for me. We are a vibrational mismatch. So when you get to the higher level, I think an ultimate level is when you can get to a place where you look at your life now and you love where you are and you know that what they did and what you did, since there's really only one of us, we heard a musician at a little hippie thing that we did recently, and he sang a song, and instead of it being me and you or you and I, it was I and I. He said, there's only I and I. You know, we separate it with you and me or you and I. It's I and I, and I thought, I've never heard that, I and I. So, I thank you and I thank myself for that painful situation and experience, for giving me what I most needed at that time to be who I am now. Thank you for giving. A little bit of a double entendre. Or as Barbie would say, I think that's an entendre that appears to be double. I thought that was the most clever way of saying double entendre, the way she did. She's my hero. I wish she were real. Okay, anyway, she is real now. Okay, so, squirrel. I squirreled. I'm sorry. Bring it back. Bring it back. Pre-forgiveness, a simple ego forgiveness. We did the best we could. We did the only thing we could. And ultimately, being able to somehow thank that situation for the gifts it gave us. For the gifts it gave us. Matthew McConaughey wrote a book called Green Lights. And he talks a lot about it. He says, I look at whatever anybody did to me in his childhood. I thought I had a rough childhood. I had Mr. Rogers compared to what Matthew McConaughey had. He says when he looks at the things that were the most painful, he thanks them because he knows that as he navigated from that, he became the man he is. He sees the gift in it, okay? And he just blew my mind with his ability to not hold any remorse to any of the horrible things that happened to him when he was a kid. Somehow he knew that they were doing the best they could and that he liked the lemonade that he had made from those lemons. We're all becoming very good at making lemonade, aren't we? Because we've had enough life experience to have enough lemons. What are we going to do with all these lemons? Make lemonade. Okay. So I think that covers my my forgiveness stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yes. Well, forgiveness is important because it frees us, right? So it's not always easy to forgive. And when we can let go of the energy and emotion behind it, then we can feel free of the pain, the anger, the sadness, the confusion. So forgiveness is really, really important for us to be able to forgive and let joy back in. And setting boundaries is also important because it's important to know where they fit in your life. So you've forgiven them, and you've got to decide, are they still going to be a part of my life? Do I need to not? Because like I've had to forgive someone who was a dear, dear friend, and it was really, really hard because I loved him, but his behavior was not good for me. He was a gaslighter, and it really was not healthy for me to be around that. So I had to let him go and set boundaries. And so the boundaries are to protect you, and boundaries is self-love, right? And so like with that situation, the behavior is the same, So if I can't be around that behavior, it's not going to work for me, and I have to let that go.
And self-love is so important. It's like self-forgiveness is kind of like the final frontier. We love God, we love our neighbor, we don't always love ourselves. And I remember this same situation. He was both of our friends, and I wasn't ready to let him go at the time, even though I was kind of like sweeping it under the rug. I wasn't dealing with it. Angelina tends to deal with things really quickly when they happen. I tend to go spiritual and everything will be okay in the end. It's going to be awesome. And then later on, my emotions say, you forgot about us, and then I have to go back. So she was getting there earlier. And at one point I said, but he's a great guy. We know he's a great guy. We love this guy. He's awesome. And he really tries. And she said, yes.
But the behavior is still the same.
Exactly. That changed my life that day. Just because you love someone and you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you can tolerate inappropriate behavior. You just can't. And that's important. And you can still do all your forgiveness work and still set good boundaries. It's not, they're not mutually exclusive.
I just want to talk about self-forgiveness.
Talk about self-forgiveness.
Okay. So we talk about forgiveness, but it's really important that we forgive ourselves. So, when you say something unkind or do something unloving or do something that embarrasses you, it's really easy to beat yourself up, be upset, be angry with yourself, and it's important to forgive yourself. So you don't have the shame, regret, and self-blame. So when you forgive yourself, as you do that, be kind and compassionate with yourself. Feel and accept your emotions. Embrace that we are not perfect. So I'm going to say that again because I have that little flaw of wanting everything to be perfect and always trying to be perfect. Embrace that we are not perfect. We're doing the best we can, as Armand said. And don't get stuck in your story. So I had this story in my childhood, and I told it a lot. And I told it, and I said it again and again. And then one day, I was like, I am so tired of hearing me tell this story. What good does it do? It's the past. I don't need to do it. So it was such a freeing experience when I could finally say, I let go of that story. And so don't get stuck in your story.
And oftentimes a story is a justification that your ego has to feel bad. That's a double whammy. I feel bad about that horrible story. Now I feel bad that I feel bad about that horrible story, so I'll go remember the horrible story, so I'll feel bad about the story again. That is just a serious, that's like a vicious circle. Arr, 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 arr. That was a vicious circle. Squirrel. Anyway, so we're going to finish up with a song. It's called I Forgive You, for you know not what to do, inspired by Jesus' words. And it was all about my most challenging human relationship on earth. And I find out that when I think that I'm done with the forgiveness work with this family member, something else shows up and I get to go a little deeper. And guess what? It's okay. As they say in 12-step groups, recovering never recovered. And it's okay to be there. In other words, you're going to keep looking at it, and you're going to keep realizing that there may be some more. The old saying goes, how do you know you've done all your forgiveness work? You're not here anymore. Okay. Haunted by the times you made me cry, feeling not quite good enough, never knowing why. I blamed you for the hell that I was in, till I burnt through my resentment, till I could love again. I forgive you, for you know not what you do. When you did those things that hurt so much, you didn't have a clue. Love needs no conditions. It will always see us through. I forgive you, for you know not what you do. I still have an angry thought or two, dealing with those folks that try to tell me what to do. But I still turn the other cheeks all day. Watch me, baby, you'll watch me walk away. But I forgive them, for they know not what they do. When they do those things that hurt so much, they haven't got a clue. Love needs no conditions. It will always see us through. I forgive them, for they know not what they do. The more you give away, the more you have. Everyone's a mirror of some part of you. It could be anger, but it could be love. Why not choose love? Haunted by the times I made you cry, bringing out the worst in me, not understanding why. But we can heal together perfectly. I can be more loving, but there's one thing that I need. Please forgive me, for I know not what I do when I do those things that hurt so much. I haven't got a clue. Love needs no conditions. It will always see us through. Please forgive me, for I know not what I do. Please forgive me. I forgive you. And so it is. Thank you.
My dear friends, what a blessing you have been to us. We're so thankful you have been here and share your heart, your love, and your faith with us. We have been very blessed. It's time for our healing. Well, let me get to the right place here. As we prepare on offerings, we invite you to share your gifts this morning with gratitude and love, knowing that we appreciate you and your generosity. Would you kindly join us as we bless our gifts? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother God.
Love, make me an instrument of your peace. Love, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, love, make me an instrument of your peace. Love, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. Where there is sadness, joy. Love, make me an instrument of your peace. Love, make me an instrument of your peace.
Kindly join as we bless our gifts. Divine love. Valley is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas will bless. Divine resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together. Yes.
Brucey was just making sure y'all were watching. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armand and Angelina, we want everyone to have your music. So they really have offered their CDs and a book on suggested exchange basis. Please take what you desire, give from your heart, and feel free to tithe in the future if you don't have it now. They are offering, and we are blessed. Thank you. Luz, we have.
Truly blessed me with that message. Thank you so much, and with your music. Can we give them another round of applause?
Go on. No, I mean, go on. If you're trying to get us to stay away, it's not working.
So at this moment, I want to invite our prayer chaplains to please come forward. Our prayer chaplains have been in training the last 2 weeks, really getting consecrated and committed to serving this community through prayer. And okay, you could go down here. That would be okay. And you know, when I met with them last week to do our training, I noticed that we had 7 of them. All 7 of them are up here. And in a moment, this idea came to my mind. These are the 7 mighty women of the chalice. And I want to just kind of say that there is a special significance behind that. Number 7 really is a spiritual number. It represents completion and wholeness and spiritual perfection, which they are, the Christ they are. And so the chalice represents a vessel. It represents something that you can pour yourself into, and in their case, they are becoming the vessel, an open heart, a sacred container that is willing to be open and receptive to Spirit's love to be poured into them and wisdom to be poured into them so that they can be a presence of love and peace before you when they pray. So I'm going to ask the prayer chaplains to say these words with me. I commit myself to be a vessel of divine love. To listen with compassion. To pray from the highest truth. And to serve with grace. I affirm that I am a chalice. And I allow the Spirit to flow through me. And to the congregations, these 7 women that have stepped up to serve this day, I ask you, would you commit yourself to hold them in your prayers, blessing them with strength and with clarity and with divine guidance as they allow Spirit to work through them as they pray with others? Would you commit yourself to that?
We do.
And would you say with me the unity blessing? You could rub your hands together, bring them close to your heart, and say, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing great things. Welcome, prayer chaplains of 20 this year.
So I think we're going to be doing the peace song. And then we're going to sing the prayer. Let's do the announcements first. I was just checking on Reverend Luz. Okay.
First, David will be our board member. Then he will be out in the parsonage in the narthex after the service. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to share with him, that would be for us to know, for our church to know, our church board to know, to serve us better. That's what he is here for this morning, and we appreciate it. Mm-hmm. We have a picnic coming up. You may have heard about it. It's our anniversary picnic, and it's next Saturday. Now, we have sign-up sheet out there, and those are very important because that tells us what you're bringing for food. That's important. And also, if you need a ride, there is a place to sign up for that. Now, Pat, you here? She's going to tell us a whole lot more about this picnic. Listen closely, because it's exciting.
We have a big opportunity. You know how long this church has been putting good stuff into this community? 54 years.
Yes.
So this is a time to celebrate. So we didn't have anybody that signed up for wanting to caravan to Altamont. So we have moved to Plan B. We have little things here that have the directions. They will be there where that sign-up sheet was. And I have directions, and if you have any questions, I will be in here and I'll hang around for a while. I'll be happy. Do not let the food thing stand in your way of not coming. If you feel like, I just can't cook, I'm not going to do something, stop and pick up something at the deli or something. Just bring a little something and put it there. It is okay. There will be activities for all ages, all day. You can do all of them. You can do 0 of them. Or you could get a chance to put some names with those faces, because if you bring your name tags, or we will have a few for you if you don't, or if you forget it, we'll give you a chance to get to know a few people that you may not know as well, or that you would wishing that you knew. So I think it's just going to be a great fun. You can bring bicycles if you like. It's a beautiful, flat place to ride bicycles. Blossom has been busy coming up with ideas for kids or for the whole family type things. So there's really no reason not to come. So if you have any questions during the week, please feel free to give me a call. Pat Eby, it's the only Eby in the book, I promise you. We would love to see you. I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you that I know only by your face. So happy anniversary.
Okay. We're ready. We're ready for you. They're waiting on us this time. So here they come. Come on, guys. Here we come. Yes.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Good morning. Today was a super fun day in YFM. Yeah, please be seated. We've got a couple of quick announcements. Today in YFM, our lesson was the power of understanding. And we had an activity with puzzle pieces where they all created their own puzzle and then traded so that they got the experience of putting together someone else's puzzle. We've got a couple of kiddos that are going to share some affirmations with us, and we're going to start here with Eli. Go for it, buddy. You got it.
The power of understanding means I know the Spirit of God is within me, always and always.
Good job. Okay. And Alan.
I allow my Christ light to guide me. I allow my Christ light to guide my choices and actions. Wow.
And then little Lily wants to read one, and she's going to have help.
My mind and heart are opened by the love of God.
We have a lot of fun things coming up with YFM. Next Sunday is going to be our kids' Halloween costume parade and tables and treats, so they'll get to trick or treat around the tables. And then afterwards, I think we're going to do a Monster Mash dance party after fellowship time in the gathering room. So that'll be a fun family activity. Please join us for that. As you know, we've got rallies coming up. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated to support to send our teens and uniteens to rally. And I can't think of anything else right now. So thank you so much for supporting YFM.
Okay, we're going to sing the peace song, then we're going to sing the prayer of protection. All right. Get in here with these wonderful people. And yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, our children all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Imagine that James Dillon Freeman got together with the Reverend James Brown to sing the prayer of protection. You know, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, a guardian, and all is well. Woo! The light of God surrounds us. Woo! The love of God enfolds us. Ha! The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, a guardian, and all is well. Wherever we are, a guardian, and all is well. Kiss myself. Wherever we are, a guardian, and all is well. Woo! Happy trails, happy trails, happy trails. Flute play shop today at 12:45. Anybody that wants to learn the flute, we will be teaching in the chapel. Woo.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together? Just sing a song and bring